here we go, fans. Starting another news roundup on the channel with more information about our Seahawks. This is Charles here, always bringing you the news about our Seattle Seahawks, in an updated, quick, and objective way. If you're new, subscribe. Daily videos, you won't miss anything, and also strengthen us with a like. Leave a like, it helps a lot. Let's go, fans. To start, here's the deal, remember DJ James, that rookie cornerback we drafted? Well, it looks like the kid won't be starting the season with us. That's right, you heard it. Brady Henderson, that ESPN reporter who's always in the know, dropped the bomb today. James might return to our practice squad at some point, but get this, the guy is scheduled to visit the New York Giants. That's right, the Giants have their eye on our rookie. Let's remember that James was cut on Tuesday. The kid had his ups and downs in training camp and preseason, you know how it is. He couldn't establish himself. He was the only one from our 2024 rookie class who didn't make the main roster. Tough, right? Let's talk about our practice squad. We have 2 spots there, but look, one is already practically reserved for Tyreek Smith, that guy we drafted in the 5th round in 2022. The other spot? Everyone thinks it's going to be for a 3rd quarterback. So, James is kind of left out, you understand? If James signs with the Giants, it'll be historic. He'd be the highest drafted Seahawks rookie not to stay with the team in any capacity in the first week since 2015. Back then, it was Obum Gwacham, remember him? Should we have given James more time? Or will the Giants make better use of his potential? Continuing with the information, fans, Burns was cut on Tuesday. Well, it looks like he didn't stay away from our team for long. According to Adam Schefter from ESPN, Burns is coming back to our practice squad. That's right, fans. But let's explain this whole situation better. Look, this change isn't that surprising. Burns was doing good work in the offseason and preseason. At the end of training camp, he was even taking reps with the first team as a nickel cornerback. And in the last preseason game against the Browns, he was playing with the starters. But then, bad luck for the guy, he injured his foot. Now pay attention to this part, it's important. The plan is to sign Burns to the practice squad initially, but the idea is to elevate him to the active roster for the season opener against the Broncos on September 8th. We don't know the details of his injury yet, but it seems the team thinks he'll recover quickly enough to be ready for the start of the regular season. There's an interesting detail here, folks. Burns is a vested veteran, so he was released, not waived. This is different from what happens with players who have less than 4 complete seasons in the NFL. And check out this masterful move. There were probably some behind-the-scenes conversations between Burns and the front office before finalizing the roster. They must have explained to him that they were going to let him go to free up a roster spot for one of our 11 offensive linemen or other positions, but with the full intention of bringing him back. The guy is in the defensive plans for the 2024 team, folks. To elevate Burns to the active roster, someone will have to be waived and maybe re-signed to the practice squad. Our general manager John Schneider is too smart. He must have a plan in motion, because any player we demote now has less chance of being picked up by another team, since the cut day has passed and NFL teams aren't watching the waivers as closely as before. This whole maneuver shows why the 53-man list the team released yesterday was just the initial roster. A lot will still change before the season opener, including bringing Burns back to the team. Let's talk a little about Burns' preseason numbers. He played 43 snaps in the 3 exhibition games, made 6 tackles in total. But he also gave up 3 receptions on 3 targets for 46 yards. Last season, in 14 games, Burns made 23 tackles, 2 tackles for loss, and 2 pass deflections. He's been with us since 2022, but in that first season, he only played 3 games. Fans, to end on a high note, Russ, that guy we loved so much, is back as a starter, but not with us. Believe it or not, the man won the starting job with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's right, fans. Coach Mike Tomlin just officially announced that Russ won the competition against Justin Fields. Can you imagine the scene? our former number 3 wearing black and yellow. Let's get into the details. Russ, at 35 years old, barely played in the preseason. He completed only 10 of 12 passes for 73 yards. But even so, he already had an advantage over Fields, that guy who was the Bears' big promise. Let's recall the history of our former number 3 with us. Remember he was chosen in the 3rd round in 2012? Well, the guy arrived quietly and won the starting job as a rookie, beating out Matt Flynn and Tarvaris Jackson, may God rest his soul. And then it was just joy. 9 Pro Bowls in 10 seasons, folks. Russ is still our team's all-time leader in passing yards, 37,059, and touchdowns, 292. And of course, the cherry on top, he took us to our first Super Bowl. What times, huh? Then in 2022, we decided to move on and sent him to the Broncos. It was tough, but it paid off well for us. But for Russ, it didn't work out so well there. 2022 was the worst season of his career. In 2023, he improved a bit, but he was always fighting with coach Sean Payton. Result? He was cut at the beginning of this offseason. And look where fate has taken our former star, Pittsburgh. They signed him for 1 year, for the veteran minimum, just $1.2 million. And now he's officially their guy there. Unfortunately, we won't face Russ this year. But get this, he's going to play against the Broncos on September 15th. It's going to be quite a rematch. Fans, what do you think about this new phase for Russ? Will he shine with the Steelers? Do you still root for him? Or prefer to forget? Comment down below in the comments section. And here's the deal, like the video. Leave your like, subscribe to the channel, it's very important, we're in this together, thank you for everything, and go Seahawks.